Well, good morning, Columbia. I'm Tyler. Welcome to Tyler Vision. It's you and me for the next couple of hours. Kind of a heavy week, right? My goodness, 9/11 yesterday. Take part in the 14th annual ceremony here in downtown Columbia. Thank you for everyone who came out to that. Lieutenant Governor, of course, Mayor Rickman, Sheriff Lott, so many first responders out there as well. It was it always is, but a very moving, but a very great event as we remember the heroes from 9/11 and the Midlands heroes from that day forward. You know, including 3 that unfortunately lost first responders and 2 dogs. This year. So heavy there, of course, the Charlie Kirk situation. There was a shooting in Colorado. So it's been a week. It's been a week, right? So I'm glad it's Friday. We're moving forward with that. Coming up a little later on this morning, John Lawhorn's going to be here for a Fitness Friday. Maybe just right on point. Lakeisha McGraw will be here to maybe get her head straight with a little motivation on a Friday morning. Well, we talked about this the other day, but now we have some video of one Kentucky nurse that sprung into action and performed CPR on a drunk raccoon. Well, well, at work, Nurse Misty Combs and her coworkers noticed an adult raccoon in the parking lot acting, well, very strange. They discovered 2 of the raccoon's babies were trapped in a nearby distillery's dumpster. They had reportedly been snacking on fermented peaches used to make moonshine. Combs got one critter out, but the other one was submerged in rainwater. But after performing CPR, the raccoon started breathing again and was released back into the wild. By the way, they named him Otis Campbell after the town drunk character from the Andy Griffith Show. You might remember that. So, and actually, interestingly, this distillery used to give these fermented fruits, peaches, and things that they make the moonshine with to a local pig farmer. But the pigs would get so hammered they'd pass out, and then other pigs would lay on top of the drunk pig, and ultimately, sometimes some pigs were killed. So they no longer do that. But I don't know how you would. I don't know how you'd go about doing the CPR. I mean, I see the little video. Apparently, as the story goes, she looked in, and one of the little guys was fine. He's trying to get out. She took a shovel and scooped him out. And then the other one, they were saying, you know, the raccoon's gone. She said, no, it's not. And so she did that. And then she did the whole, you know, how the CPR would you turn an infant over and do the back thing. And she said that there was just stuff coming out, and the little guy started breathing again. So that's how she did that. Yeah, I get a cute little raccoon. Poor guy, getting hammered at 2 in the morning on moonshine. That's no joke either, guys. Moonshine will put you down quick. So I've heard. Written on a bathroom wall at Shoney's. Let's go to weather. All right, it is trivia time. It's your first one for the day. True or false? Raccoons hibernate during the winter. I believe that to be false. I've seen raccoons during the winter in Vermont. Bears hibernate, but I don't think raccoons do. There's too many good things to eat when you're a raccoon during the winter time. Restaurants, people throw trash out. I mean, you've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, QR code. No, QR code. They switch it up on me. What do you want me to do? Anyway, it's right there. I do believe those little bandits, those little dickens, some have a drinking problem, I've heard. Yeah, I think it is false. They do not hibernate. They're always out having fun. Little guys. All right.
Tyler reads sports.
All right, it's another edition of Tyler reads sports. Here we go. The Los Angeles Angels took on the Seattle Mariners in Washington yesterday. All right, it's the bottom of the second. Seattle's J.P. Crawford hits a line drive to the left for a 2 RBI double. Mariners led 2-0. But in the 5th inning, LA's Mike Trout hits a fly ball deep to left center for his 21st home run this year, tying the game 4-4. Oh, it gets dramatic now at the bottom of the 12th. Yes, they went into extra innings. Seattle's Harry Ford. Harry Ford? He's not building cars. Anyway, he hits a sac fly to the right, bringing in the winning run. The Mariners go to the win, 7-6. Nowhere near as good as John Kosic's. That's okay. It's time for Friday's food news you can use. Here we go. All right, Subway's got new fresh menus for us. Grilled chicken and avocado. It's got 35 grams of protein. That sounds really good. Grilled chicken, smashed avocado, lettuce, spinach, tomatoes. How about a seasoned steak and avocado? That's got 35 grams of protein. Steak slices paired with avocado. Again, lettuce, spinach, tomatoes. That sounds good. If you're not an avocado guy, Curtis Wilson. Turkey and ranch delight. It's got 26 grams of protein, obviously oven roasted turkey, spinach, and some ranch dressing. McDonald's has new items. A $5 sausage McMuffin egg meal for $5. That's not bad, right? You get a sausage McMuffin, hash browns, small coffee, $5. $8 Big Mac meal, Big Mac fries, soft drink, $8. That's not quite as good a deal anyway. M&M's has a new flavor of honey roasted peanut M&M's. Basically, it's peanut M&M's, but there's a bit of a honey drizzle to give it a sweet and salty taste. So there's your food news you can use. Speaking of food news you can use, you ready to eat everything deep fried? Yeah, I hope so. The South Carolina State Fair opens in a couple of weeks. In fact, it opens on October 8th. It's about a couple of Wednesdays away. This year, it is Harvesting Happiness. And look here, guys. Oh, there it goes. Oh, look at it. They have always the coolest things. So that's the theme this year, Harvesting Happiness. Brought a little gift, brought a little gifty bag over. Got some soil. Is that what it is, soil? I got some soil in here, some peanuts. You got to have some seeds, right? You can't harvest without seeds. Oh, the cotton candy. Would there be a way to deep fry cotton candy? That would be the question. Anyway, so yeah, the South Carolina State Fair. Oh, by the way, this year, I'm going to eat the fair. What does that mean? In 2 minutes, I am going to try a bite of everything the fair has as far as food goes. Oh, yes. Okay, I was just told by the little voice in my head, you can, in fact, deep fry cotton candy, so there you go. All right, up north in Canada, police charged a man with DUI after he was seen driving in a child Barbie Jeep toy on the road. You can't make this up. I mean, you'd think it happened in Florida. Prince George police say the man, whose license was suspended, BT Dub, borrowed his roommate's daughter's Barbie mobile to drive to the store to get a Slurpee. Listen, you need a Slurpee, you need a Slurpee. Once the officers pulled him over, he said, quote, "It's not like I was in a high-speed chase. I waited until it was safe when I crossed the road." He even gave his hand signals. Well, police in Prince George charged him with driving without a license and under the influence after a breath test showed he was way over the legal limit, and the little girl got her Barbie mobile back. How about that? Yeah, I mean, so here are some of the laws. Now, in some places, you can actually get a DUI in most anything. I mean, you can get it on a bicycle in some states. Not here in South Carolina. In the Palmetto State, the law reads that you have to be driving a vehicle that is powered by something other than muscular power. So, so bicycle wouldn't count. However, a lawnmower, a golf car, I suppose even a Barbie Jeep would qualify to get a DUI in South Carolina. How'd the guy squeeze into that thing? And how big are the batteries? And how far did he have to go? And what hand signals did he use? I have so many questions. Okay. Well, there you go. Listen, when you need a Slurpee, you need a Slurpee. That's all I'm going to say. All right, it's trivia time. 100% of you people got it right, by the way. True or false? Raccoons hibernate during the winter? The answer is false. Of course they don't. I told you, there's too many good food, yummy things, Thanksgiving and Easter and Christmas and Hanukkah. They're not going to miss out on that. Little raccoons. Maybe some moonshine. Did you hear about this? There's a study that's done. It was done in scientists at a Dutch university, so there you go, that says mosquitoes seem to like beer drinkers who had recently been romantic. How about that? It's true. All right, so Dutch University, they set up an experiment at a music festival to figure out what makes more people more attractive to mosquitoes. You ever notice that? Like they're killing me and your buddy's like, they ain't bothering me none. There could be a reason to it. So this is what they did. They took about 500 people and they had a big thing of mosquitoes, a big mosquito tank, and they had these people stick their arms in to see which arms the mosquitoes favored. It turned out that if you drank beer and the night before swiped right, if you know what I'm saying, we're about 1.3 times more likely to attract mosquitoes. There you go. Now, the other side, if you wore sunscreen, you were less appealing to the bugs, which obviously that makes a whole lot of sense because nobody likes the taste of sunscreen. I mean, it tastes like coconuts, but I don't think it's very healthy for you. Kids, do not drink sunscreen. It smells good, but it's like vanilla extract. It smells good, but you don't want to go tasting it. Anyway, So if you're going to go camping, I guess don't bring beer and keep your hands to yourself for the day leading up to it. The more you know. Well, for men, finding a barber that always cuts your hair like the way you like it can be a challenge. And a new study shows when you do find the one, you'd be more faithful to them than your partner. Now, in the survey, over 7 million British men found that 75% of participants are more faithful or loyal to their barber than their significant other. When asked why men felt this way, the survey found that the bond with their barber is built on routine, familiarity, and of course, years of trust that make it stronger than a relationship with their significant other. You know, it's true. I mean, I had for 20 years, only Jill was the one who touched my hair. Now it's a fella named Ryan, but he's locked in for the next 20. It's true. You go in, what do you want to do? I don't have to say anything. I just sit down. And I get the Tyler. Barbering actually is pretty big business. Barbers, a couple of years ago, nearly $80 billion business for barbering. I guess I don't think about that. You know, the barber chair. In fact, it's projected that it'll be a $110 billion business by 2030 with that old revolving pole. Not bad. I'm thinking about Floyd back on Andy Griffith. He charged 2 bits for a haircut. I don't know. Would you let a barber shave you though? I mean, I know it's a time-honored thing. Beaver, are you shave, right? Do you have to shave yet? Okay. Okay, you do it yourself. Okay. All right. Noah, would you let a barber do you?
Do me?
You know what I mean. Shave. What am I, in a frat house right now? Shave you. Would you let a barber shave you? How do things go off the rails like that? All right, Joe's saying he lets his barber shave him, so there you go. All right. Barbering, if you're looking for a career, if you'll become a barber, it's going to be big business. And yes, I agree. You hang on to the barber when you get one, you hang on to him. All right. that went sideways fast, didn't it? All right, it is trivia time. Today, in honor of Video Game Day, when was the first video console released? 1969, 72, 75, or 82? Well, I remember the Christmas of 82 is when we got the Atari 2600, but I feel like there may have been a console before that. I'm going to go with 75, I think. I'm going to go with 75. You know, I mean, define video game console. QR code is right there, by the way. Over here, I mean. Yeah, the plug-and-play one, I'm being told? Okay, that's a console. Okay, it's not just the big one, it's a plug-and-play. Okay, then I'm going to go with 72 then. If he's talking about the plug-and-play, I'm going to go with 72. The QR code this hour is on this side. Who knew? You can hit me up on the... Yeah, you know, whatever. Either way. All right, yeah, there you go. Did you hear about this? This happened in Shanghai. So chances are you probably didn't. But a couple files for divorce after they can't agree on a baby name. They got married in 2023, so they've been married just a couple of years. They had a baby. They insisted on their own name choice and refused to give in. In fact, the fight got so bad, they each went to the hospital separately to try to register their preferred names. And it went back and forth. They said, it's over, we're done. Going through the big D. Still doesn't have a name, by the way. Court actually had to step in and issue a special notice requiring that both parents, although they're now divorced, that they work together. The judge said, you two are going to play nice together, period. Remember, you're the kid's guardians. He's a year old and he still does not have a name. Tell you what, I don't know if you're watching in Shanghai this morning, but if you want, let me offer this, a simple solution. You can't decide on a name. You like one, the other one likes the other. Let's meet in the middle. Let's see if I can mitigate this. Let me see if I can do some mediation with y'all. Let's go with Tyler. Hit the weather.
Tyler reads sports.
All right, it's time for me to read sports, or at least try. The 2025 NFL season just had their second Thursday night football game this season. The Washington Commanders traveled to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. Washington was driving the ball down the field to start the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's the fourth of that's last one. Down 17-3. The Washington quarterback, Jaden Daniels, would dump the ball off the tight end, Zach Ertz, who would go rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling into the end zone and make it a one-score game. Packers would respond with a long drive capped off with a pass from quarterback Jordan Love to tight end Tucker Kraft for his second touchdown of the night. The Commanders would score another touchdown, but would ultimately lose the game 27-18. Look at me, reading sports. All right, the ruling is out, and there are no rules to follow when you're on vacation. In a survey of over 2,000 Americans by Talker Research, they found that 56% of people said its budgets don't exist. They also found that 47% of people don't watch their calories, with 67% saying they eat out for almost every meal. And over 63% say they don't respond to text or calls that are work-related. Those are all good rules. I mean, I'm just saying, those are all good rules. That's why you bring sweatpants when you go on a cruise ship, or like one of those all-inclusive places. A week can hurt, y'all. Shannon and I went to an all-inclusive place. Whew. It's good food, though. Yeah, budgets. You know, answer work calls. You know, there's that study that says you shouldn't answer work calls after 5 o'clock or whatever time your shift ends. There's really nothing that's so important. I can't wait till tomorrow. Except in case my boss writes to me, then I'll answer that. Not. What do y'all think? What do you think? What do you think, Aurora? Do you change your eating habits when you are on vacay?
I guess so.
You guess so? Noah? Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got to try new things. You got to try the new cuisine, right? Beaver, when you go on vacation, do you find yourself eating local stuff, or do you go to McDonald's? Yeah, local stuff. Yeah. Some people. So when I was a kid, my grandmother took me to Mexico. I was like 16, and I was, you know the story. I was a fairly husky child. And yes, very big boned. And I didn't like anything except what I liked. I had no interest in trying it. We were in Mexico. I didn't try Mexican food once. I found every McDonald's I could find. My grandmother was so mad. I'm not eating that. I mean, well, I didn't realize how good Mexican food is. But yeah, I know. I was all about the Big Macs instead. So yeah. Out the window we go, that's for sure. When you go on vacation, why not? All the rules are off. All right, trivia time. We asked you, when was the first video game console released? 1972. The first console was created by engineer Ralph Baer, called the Magnavox Odyssey. It connected to any TV and came with 12 games. I got it right. Dave got it right. Only 50% of the QR Code Club got it right, though. But good job, 1972. Guys, thank you for joining us for this Friday morning edition of Tyler Vision. Thanks to John and, of course, Kisa for coming in. Great stuff. Details at abccolumbia.com. We'll see you at noon. And, guys, be good to each other.